with Hoodbabies. Whoa. Now today we got the beat that made Baby Kid this anti the menace, y'all. Every time we react to one of their songs, we been like, why they beefing? Y'all said it's the video. Let's see if this video on point or not. You feel me? So like, comment, share, subscribe, notification bell, follow me down there for you to it.
Man, if I were a young dude coming out of Atlanta looking to absolutely crash out and ruin my life beyond all recognition, there's no doubt in my mind that the soundtrack to your crimes would most likely be one of these artists. You know, someone like L5, someone like Lil Cam, someone like Anti the Menace, someone even like Baby Kia, man. These Atlanta drill artists are the epitome of crash dummy activity. I'm convinced that people that actually
he caught up on crash dummies. He went all the way.
And drill artists are the epitome of crash dummy activity. I'm convinced that people that actually listen to this music in all seriousness might be the same type of people that brush their teeth with their fingers, bro. It seems like the younger generation of Atlanta artists aren't really rapping about stunning, you know, flexing money and stuff that the old head rappers were rapping about for decades now. These dudes took it upon themselves to straight up make extremely loud, extremely violent, and extremely federal music about straight up murking people, bro. This shit is like if Charles Manson hopped on an Atlanta beat, man. I swear, it's like straight up Osama bin Laden, straight in the boot. One of the most crazy battles of this generation, a straight crash out captain, is Baby Kia. Many believe this dude might be either special ed on the spectrum or faking his persona to look overly crazy. Probably somewhere between all three of those things. All I can tell this dude is he needs some type of serious mental therapy. Although a lot of the raps that he makes are likely fiction, the beef that this dude is actually within in this city of Atlanta is very real.
Violence affects everyone, no matter your race, geographical area, or socioeconomic status.
East Bureau investigators released this surveillance video hoping somebody will recognize the people responsible for the shooting.
With bodies dropping, people getting sentenced to football numbers, and people even tunneling through jail cells.
No cap.
To stab people behind this, bro. The songs like OD Crashing, yes, this dude really titled a song to make a straight crash out anthem. I swear, Baby Kia went out of his way to diss another lunatic rapper on that song. Who also made a wave in the city for straight screaming on the mic as well. Bruh, this is like the battle of the crash outs right now. And we gotta get into the beats that made this genre of Atlanta rap famous and the people who got murked behind it right now. But before we do, I'm gonna need you to do something for me, man. Like, comment, subscribe. We finna run this video, man. We about to go trim.
We gotta go trim.
So I'm gonna need y'all, if y'all listening.
You know what he said that?
He from Atlanta. He talking about trim.
He said it on so proper, we better go trim.
He's on the right.
He said, okay.
Man, in order to have a chance at understanding the dumpster fire that is the music scene in Atlanta, you gotta understand the gangs involved throughout all this and why exactly they got beefs in the first place. This new subgenre of music within Atlanta is called Atlanta drill. It's basically like people screaming on the top of their lungs like New York drill, but with overly aggressive, overly trimmed, that if they listen too much, you might just start tweaking out. The biggest standouts in this genre are really like Anti the Menace, Baby Kia, and there's honorable mentions like L5, who got a Playboy Cardi co-sign, and other people like that. But for all intrusive purposes, we're gonna focus on Baby Kia and Anti the Menace with this video, because they have been going back and forth for a minute. Honestly, the music is crazy, but I think the craziest thing about all this is the gang ties that has people just completely tweaking out their whole lives. Anti the Menace is from the west side of Atlanta, from a section that he calls Jurassic Park. It's basically a housing project area on the west side over near Ashby Street that he mentions on countless songs. Growing up in that area, he apparently got a close ties with a gang called 952, a subset of Sex Money Murder Bloods with some type of connection to Rollo's Fam Goon group, along with ties to an infamous gang called YC, aka Young Crew. YC is like an offshoot of PFK.
This man police for real, for real. Why the hell he putting out all this shit, man?
His ass going down to every detail. I'm talking about the subgroups.
He tripping.
Thing called YC, aka Young Crew. YC is like an offshoot of PFK, aka the Play for Keeps gang, infamous for being where Lil Marlo was from, aka 3L. It's crazy because a lot of these dudes be having connections to larger rappers, but these just be like the young ass dudes from these older dudes' neighborhood or something like that. On the other hand, we got the crash out captain himself, Baby Kia. Named after being cool with Kia boys, aka dudes that go around and rob Kias, and apparently getting his name after noticing that every Kia that they robbed happened to have a baby car seat in it. Baby Kia made waves over the past couple months and basically dropped the biggest hit of his career so far. That was an anti-the-menace diss, where he literally said he was sliding on Ashby, which is the street where anti-the-menace is apparently from. But to understand why, you basically gotta see Baby Kia's whole affiliation from the jump. Baby Kia is from the Cleveland Ave neighborhood of Atlanta. He said he moves around a lot of his life, but that's where he recently lives now. That's the same neighborhood that Atlanta rapper Young Thug reps. He's from a subset of Bloods called FMH, which have close ties with Y5, which is basically the young dude version of YSL. Members from there most notably were like Lil Cam, or people who have close ties to YSL being from the Cleveland Ave neighborhood in the city. Although most of these beefs is over just internet stuff and just over songs, a major incident among these young rappers that went down, where a major player throughout this area was gunned down, causing everything to go to shit. And we gotta get into that right now because it might be one of the most recognizable incidents in the last couple years that caused this ongoing beef between these two sides. Chapter 2.
Damn.
His ass not playing.
Oh God, he got.
Although there could be a lot of different reasons why these groups of young rappers have beef, it seems like the biggest spilling point could be the infamous death of 5L member and Ola Runt's little brother, Lil Cam. The little brother, yes, of incarcerated rapper Ola Runt. And Ola Runt is an infamous top shotter from the 5L gang that was locked up for a couple years now from getting caught up in a gang sweep called Operation Phoenix. But while he was locked up, his little brother, Lil Cam, was apparently menacing the people in his age group. A video even leaked of him pistol whipping a dude in 4K on a busy street corner near Atlantic Station. The same station where he unfortunately would lose his life, which we're about to get into later. Everything a young man should really aspire to be, Lil Cam was doing the opposite. While gangs like 5L and YSL's older members had some type of issues, it wasn't as serious as a bunch of other beefs that they had, and apparently wasn't serious enough to stop their younger members from clicking up. Apparently, this is how members from FMH and Y5 somehow ended up being cool, and they had to click up and have an alliance because they were having a crazy beef with YC, who was known to be crash outs, like Lil Perk. Baby Kia, being from FMH, had close ties with Lil Cam, who apparently was FMH, on top of having close ties to 5L from his brother. Like I said before, YC at the time was clicked up with 952, where Anti-the-Menace is from. But this unfortunately set the stage for one.
I really be wondering, how do y'all just be knowing all this?
That when he did some background.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're right, though.
You probably wouldn't watch the news.
952, where Anti-the-Menace is from. But this unfortunately set the stage for one of the most infamous crash out incidents of recent memory. The shooting at Atlantic Station.
Producers, if you
This shit was crazy.
Second boy has died following a weekend shootout near Atlantic Station. Now police are asking for the public's help.
Town Christine, this has been upgraded to a double homicide as we have a 12-year-old dead and now a 15-year-old dead as well. Police say that the suspected shooters could be seen celebrating as they made their escape on Marda.
It's difficult to...
I do not be watching all this.
Yeah, I do not be watching
these folks crazy.
A second young life cut short following Saturday's shooting near Atlantic Station. 15-year-old Cameron Jackson died from his injuries after 6 people were shot near the 17th Street Bridge. His mother is still shaken by the news. She told us over the phone her baby was homeschooled, wanted to be a professional boxer, and loved science. 12-year-old Zion Charles died from his injuries Saturday. Police say video shows Charles with the suspect's moments before the shooting. He's believed to have been killed by someone in his own friend group.
On November 26, 2022, Just a couple of days after Thanksgiving, police were called to the 17th Street area of downtown Atlanta, near Atlanta Station, where reports of gunfire and a large group of teens seen causing a disruption. Atlanta police were initially called around 8 p.m. to Market Street after receiving a report of multiple people shot. Police said an off-duty police officer and Atlantic Station security guards had escorted a group of minors for disorderly behavior. Police said that something caused the situation to escalate to gunfire. Apparently, members of YC, most notably the crazy crash-out shooter Lil Perk, had just decided to mob onto Atlantic Station looking for Lil Cam in a large group and had previously said threats online at Lil Cam. At the same time, apparently, Lil Cam sent threats back. And then they all just linked up because Lil Cam was known to frequent the Atlantic Station area. At the same time, Lil Cam, aka Cameron Jackson, was seen on surveillance video riding a scooter throughout the area as he was known to do. Following the large group being kicked out of the station, the Fulton County Assistant District Attorney told the news and the court that Zion Charles and Cameron Jackson and another friend then left the scene on scooters. But they were crossing the 17th Street Bridge when someone shouted, "There goes Cam!" Gunfire erupted, with Lil Cam being gunned down on the spot, along with the 12-year-old Zion Charles, who got taken out too later. The thing is, Zion Charles was apparently with the large group and got killed in friendly fire, which we found out after the fact. Surveillance footage then shows a large group of YC teens running through Atlantic Station to split up and board the train. And one of the people you can clearly make out on video seemingly bragging about what happened was YC rapper Lil Perk, who was a drill rapper making waves in the city. Honestly, that beef doesn't even stop there, bruh. Like, you can't even make this up because of following this incident, a 5L member apparently dug a tunnel through a wall at the Rice Street Jail in Fulton County to confront a YC member that had something to do with the shooting.
Man, you ain't tell me about that. You know about that? They digging holes through walls.
This shit, I ain't gonna cap. Most of this shit really on the news for real. Atlanta jail, these folk out here ain't bullshitting. This shit on news though, no cap.
Jail in Fulton County to confront a YC member that had something to do with the shooting and stabbed him multiple times after digging through his jail cell.
The hole in the wall was huge enough for at least one inmate to climb through it into the zone or cell block next door to his and stab a fellow inmate there, says interim Fulton County Jail Commander Curtis Clark.
Arena that we are operating now, things of this nature, happen far too often.
Like, that doesn't even make sense to me. Like, imagine how long it takes to dig through a concrete wall. They were digging through that for mad long. Bro saw the signs of what was going on and just didn't do anything. Right. This just goes to show the stuff that these young dudes be rapping about is very real and very active. Although they weren't technically involved in these incidents, the people who were very close with them were involved in this incident, and it affected both their music and their relationships for the time being. Which leads us to the aftermath. Pretty much since then, Anti the Menace and Baby Kia have pretty much been at odds for a minute. I saw Anti the Menace basically dropping snippets, dissing Baby Kia. Then Baby Kia drops the biggest song arguably of his career that goes viral called OD Crashing, and everyone's kind of wondering how exactly that happened. And it definitely was this network of close ties. Although since then, YC and 952 apparently have split and aren't really cool. And at the same time, it's been reported that Lil Perk has essentially gotten, almost 20 years for his involvement in this case, and is one of those people that are basically going to be facing a large portion of their life in jail, along with all the other people, like the dude that stabbed the YC member, and even Ola Runt, who didn't really have anything to do with it. But it just shows that the gang ties are really what's going wrong with this community. And it's kind of crazy, like, yeah, he's bombing on the news and said Lil Cam was a good person, but he was running him out too, pistol whipping people in 4K and everything, which just shows that these young dudes had a disregard utterly for their lives, They just were looking out and going doing crash out activity. And let's just hope that, he's street with the strap and stuff like that, even though I wouldn't be surprised if it's the truth. But I feel like at the end of the day, these dudes don't really care about what really happened. I feel like they don't really care about their lives at the point that they really think twice about what they do, and they probably are. But the thing about it is, it's like, I can't really blame them, because if you're gonna do it, where you can't really even tell.
Yeah, y'all know the beef now. Y'all folk caught up now. Ain't no more asking what going on and nothing. Y'all folk caught up.
I don't really know who started affiliate with.
Yeah, they shit. They tell me
they on two sides, so they beefing.
Type shit. They had y'all kicked off for real.
I mean, it just ain't one to start. But y'all let us know more shit like this. Y'all react to any more beef y'all want us to get into. You like, comment, share, subscribe, location, man, Ross Fort, do.
Follow the link in the description right down below.
No.
Bye.